There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for your authority. But it can't take your law in. Crime stopper here for us, in the sector to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must take enemy, you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us.
Peace in Liberia, peace in Morocco.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Randy, why you take it? I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of crop beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: cold brew, apple kiwi, full red, and fig orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So start the
Good morning, folks, and welcome to this brand new edition of the program from the Prime News on Freedom FM 87.9, Monday, May 11, 2026. It's good to be back here after a wonderful weekend. My name is Wendell Nimna, and I'm here this morning with Esther Daco. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to all of us. It's good to be here this morning on Monday, where we all can share what we have from our local dailies. On my decks, I have the Inquirer newspaper. Good morning, Wendell.
Yeah, good morning, Esther. And before me is the front page Africa newspaper. And we're about to run you through those stories making headlines in the print media. 2 many trending stories. So stay put as we drive you through the stories we have to share with you this morning on this edition of the Prime News. Is on your biggest FM dial, 87.9. All right, let's get to the top stories first on the front page Africa newspaper. It says budget still insufficient. MFDP Minister Ngafwan reveals national envelope remains inadequate to address competing development priorities hands on. And governance issues, it says from rescue to betrayal. Who is saying this? 10 launches Save Liberia protests. Coalition announces July 17 mass demonstration against Waka government. And then lastly, for top stories, harboring mediocrity is a question mark to this caption. CSA audit uncovers massive qualification gap and payroll irregularities at the Ministry of Local Government. Very interesting stories. You can grab a copy of the front page Africa newspaper for $40 Liberian dollars. Let's take more stories. It says Liberia's House backs 30% gender quota for candidates, but women's group warn of easy escape clause. No 30%, no ballot. All right. We do not need laws that ask parties to endeavor or try under a different name. We need a law that says no 30%, no ballot. Organization for Women and Children, a local women's advocacy organization, in a statement. And that is not enforceable if parties can simply convince the NEC they tried, then the quota becomes optional. If your list does not meet the requirement, you resubmit it. If it still does not meet the requirement, then you do not qualify. Ellen Ator, one of the 8 females in the House of Representatives and chair of the Women's Legislative Caucus of Liberia. Let's take a few lines from that story. Very, very interesting. Let's take a few lines from there. This is walk into Liberia's Capitol building during a legislative session, and the gender imbalance is difficult to miss. In the 73-member House of Representatives, just 8 lawmakers are women. In the Senate, women occupy just 2 of the 30 seats. That reality is why many women's rights advocates initially welcome a House of Representatives vote this month to amend Liberia's elections law to require political parties to nominate women for at least 30% of seats in legislative elections. But the celebration quickly gave way to criticism. Women's group and female lawmakers said a clause inserted into the House version of the bill could allow political parties to bypass the quota simply by convincing election officials they made best efforts to recruit women candidates. We do not need laws that ask parties to endeavor or try under a different name, said the Organization for Women and Children, a local women's advocacy organization. In a statement, we need a law that says no 30%, no ballot. A similar voluntary promise was made during the 2023 elections, in which 25 political parties enter a memorandum of understanding with the National Elections Commission, committing to women making up or at least 30% of their candidate lists. But just 2 smaller parties met that threshold. That experience persuaded advocates that voluntary promises we are ineffective without enforceable penalties. The House amendment has now sparked a lobbying battle in the Senate, which must now also pass the bill before it becomes law. Advocates are pushing lawmakers to close what they describe as an enforcement loophole in the bill. Supporters of the amendment said it could help address one of the world's widest political gender gaps. Women make up half the population, but hold less than 11% of legislative seats. That rate is one of the lowest in the world. Advocates said structural barriers, including party gatekeeping, financing challenges, and male-dominated political networks continue to limit women's access to elected office. Numerous studies have established that higher rates of inclusion of women in legislative roles are linked to more inclusive governance and higher economic growth. In most of the most developed economies, including in Africa, women hold closer to or above 50% of legislative seats. Liberia's economic outcomes have been poor, leaving more than half the population in poverty, and the country ranking near the bottom of the United Nations Gender Inequality Index. Meanwhile, Rwanda, where women hold 61% of seats in the lower house, has consistently seen the continent's fastest economic growth, with strong engagement of women and girls in all human development categories. gender representation in Rwanda. Liberia's groundbreaking former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who in 2005 became the first woman elected to lead an African nation, lambasted Liberia's political parties for their failure to improve women's representation in a fair speech in March. In April, women from all political parties said they were tired of waiting for men to make way for women. They broke from their political parties to unite in a cross-party push to force their parties to promote more women. The amendment to Liberia's new elections law would establish a mandatory requirement that political parties include at least 30% women on candidate lists submitted for legislative elections. But under Section 4.5, that's 4.5 IC of the amended bill, the National Elections Commission could still accept a party's candidate list if the party shows good cause that, despite its best efforts, it could not meet the 30% threshold. The bill leaves that determination to the sole discretion of the commission. NEC advocates said that language weakens the entire reform. But because of time, we'll leave it right there. You can grab a copy of the Front Page Africa newspaper for 40 Liberian dollars. Let's take our final story before sending controls to Esther to run us through the Inquirer newspaper. And it says, Tue acquitted. CDC declares total victory as government scrambles for moral win. Who really lost is a question mark to this caption. All right, let's run to page 2 of this paper. And we are there. It says the acquittal of former Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel D. Tuajunian in the widely publicized U.S. $6.2 million corruption case has triggered intense political debate and divided public opinion across Liberia, with opposition supporters celebrating the verdict as a trump of justice, while several government officials and ruling party supporters insist the ruling still validates the Bouakai administration's anti-corruption campaign. The case, which lasted for 46 days before criminal could see at the Temple of Justice, centered on allegations surrounding the disbursement and alleged misuse of over US $6.2 million reportedly intended for national security operations during the administration of former President George Manneh Weah. Prosecutors alleged that the funds were unlawfully withdrawn and diverted under the guise of national security spending without proper documentation and accountability procedures. The legal battle involved 5 former government officials who served under the Coalition for Democratic Change administration. Those placed on trial include former Finance Minister Samuel D. Tuajunian, former Acting Justice Minister Nyanti Twan, former National Security Advisor Jefferson Kamu, and former Financial Intelligence Agency Controller General D. Moses P. Cooper, and former Financial Intelligence Agency Director General Stanley S. Ford. The prosecution accused the defendants of criminal conspiracy, economic sabotage, theft of public funds, criminal facilitation, theft of property, and money laundering. The government maintained that the accused abused public trust and illegally handled state resources intended for national security purposes. After weeks of testimonies, presentation, and legal arguments, the 12-member jury delivered a mixed verdict that dramatically altered the political atmosphere in the country. Samuel D. Twer Jr. was acquitted on all charges, including criminal conspiracy, economic sabotage, criminal facilitation, theft of property, that's theft of public funds, and money laundering. D. Moses P. Cooper was also fully acquitted of all charges brought against him. However, former acting Justice Minister United Twan was found guilty of theft of public funds, criminal facilitation, and theft of property through the jury returned a hung verdict on the money laundering charge and acquitted him of economic sabotage. Former National Security Advisor Jefferson Camus was found guilty of criminal facilitation and criminal conspiracy, while he was acquitted of economic sabotage and theft of public funds. The jury, however, failed to reach a decision on the theft of property charge against him. Former FIA Director General Stanley S. Ford received hung verdicts on criminal conspiracy, criminal facilitation, theft of public funds, and money laundering, but was acquitted of economic sabotage. The mixed verdict immediately sparked contrasting reactions from politicians, legal experts, ordinary citizens, and members of both the ruling establishment and the opposition. Before the verdict was delivered, Solicitor General Councilor Augustine C. Fayard had publicly projected confidence in the government's case against Twe and the other defendants. During one of his engagements with reporters weeks before the ruling, Fayard defended the prosecution's position and argued that the evidence presented before the court clearly implicated the accused officials. He insisted that the state had established sufficient grounds to secure convictions and maintained that the prosecution fully understood how national security funds are expected to be managed under Liberian law. They stole the money and spent it. They know nothing about national security. We understand the process through which national security funds are used, Councilor Fayard declared, while reaffirming that the government have no reason to fear the outcome of the case. I think because of time, Esther, let's stop right here and send controls to you to bring us the Inquirer newspaper.
Thank you so much, Wendell. Before me, I have the Inquirer newspaper. We want to take some lines from here. LMP barracks in Maryland deteriorating as officers' welfare worsens. It says the Southeast correspondent, the deteriorating condition of the Liberia National Police barracks in Harper City is raising growing concerns over officers' welfare, damaged public infrastructure, and the long-term maintenance of government facilities. A recent investigative visit by the Inquirer newspaper to police barracks revealed a structure of alarming disrepair, with legal sanctions of the building visibly damaged, with increasingly unsafe for habitation. A segment of the structure has broken walls, deep cracks, and weakening foundations, while the roof is in deplorable condition. But let's leave you on that note. You can grab a copy of the Inquirer newspaper to read in depth. We have Jura Claire Twer in U.S. 6.2 million corruption trial, but jurors Claire Twer in U.S. 6.2 million corruption trial. But of course, when you brought that story, we will run you more stories this morning on the Inquirer newspaper. This is Spotlight Initiative empowers public defenders. The courtroom is meant to be a place of certainty where laws are applied and justice is delivered. Yet, for many survivors of sexual and gender-based violence in Liberia, that experience has often felt uncertain, marked by long delays, complex procedures, and the quiet fear of not being fully heard. For them, justice is more than a verdict, it is safety, it is dignity, it is the chance to speak without fear. In Ganta City, that conversation continues. From May 7 to the 8th, 2026, 40 public defenders from across Liberia's 15th judicial bastion has the completion of this story. Let's flip there quickly to bring you more lines from this story. We have page 10 right here, and it says okay, it says our circuit gathered for a focus training aimed at reshaping how sexual gender-based violence cases are handled in a courtroom under the theme of enhancing expertise in Liberia amended rape law, sexual gender-based violence provisions, and juvenile court procedures. Organized by the Judiciary of Liberia through the James A. Perry Judicial Institute under the EU-funded Spotlight initiative managed by UNDP, the training forms part of a broader effort to strengthen justice delivery and rebuild public trust. Opening the session, George Musa Sidibe, resident judge of the Sexual Offense Court in Nimba County, underscored the weight of role public defenders play. Defense is an essential component of access to justice, he said. Despite the challenges you face, your commitment to defending indigent citizens remains vital to ensuring fairness in our justice system. His remarks acknowledge a system under pressure and one strained by limited resources, heavy cross loads and case loads and procedure delay that affect everyone who passes through it. For survivors, delay can mean prolonged trauma and uncertainty. For defendants, particularly those without legal means, they often mean extended pre-trial detention with little clarity on when justice will come. Speaking on behalf of UNDP Program Associate Marzu Koi, emphasized that addressing that's SGBV, requires more than legal frameworks. It requires stronger institutions and well-equipped justice actors. Sexual and gender-based violence is not only a crime justice issue, but also a profound development challenge. It undermines human dignity, erodes public trust in institutions, and weakens social cohesion. Spotlight Initiative Program Coordinator Diodata Mukaziri emphasized the need to address violence against women and girls, harmful practices, and sexual reproductive health rights. She highlighted key gaps, including inadequate knowledge among justice actors, limited awareness of laws among survivors, and insufficient expertise in sexual and gender based violence among defenders. But let's come back to the front page, the Inquirer newspaper. At the back page of it, we have the NEC hearing officer sets tomorrow for legal arguments. Well, with that, this is at the back page. Let's see if we can take some lines.
Yep.
The National Elections Commission is set to have substantive arguments on Tuesday, May 12, 2026, in the escalating internal leadership crisis rocking the Liberian People's Party ahead of Liberia's 2029 general elections. It says the LPP is a political institution closely associated with renowned human rights lawyer and politician Councillor Tiawan Gunglo, who is known as the standard bearer of the party. The latest development followed a tense hearing over the weekend before a hearing officer at NEC, where lawyers representing rival factions were set to clash over legitimacy, party leadership, and disciplinary actions that have threatened to fracture the opposition party ahead of Liberia's next electoral cycle. During proceedings, lawyers representing the faction headed by Tamar Samukar requested additional time to properly study the matter, arguing that he had only recently been hired after the group's previous legal counsel was appointed by President Joseph Boakar's administration. Samuka, who claimed to be the acting chairman or national chairman of the LPP, appeared before the NEC backed hearing through his legal team, seeking official recognition of decisions allegedly taken by the party's national committee, including the indefinite suspension of party chairman J. Yakwaz Zaza. After hearing arguments from both sides, the NEC hearing officer then granted a request for postponement and scheduled Tuesday, May 12, 2026, for substantive legal arguments into the merits of the dispute. We will leave you there and look at our final story for today. We have No Woman Deserves Harassment. ARN pushes for sexuality education reform. We will look at some lines from this. We have the Amplifying Rights Network has strongly condemned the alleged sexual harassment, public humiliation, and mob violence carried out against a young woman at a busy red light commercial market over the weekend. The group, however, described the incident as a gross violation of fundamental human rights and a dangerous reflection of deep rooted gender based violence in Liberian society. In a strongly worded statement, the rights organization said the attack against the woman, reportedly triggered by her mood of dressing, was unlawful, unacceptable, and a direct assault on her dignity and bodily autonomy. The group warned that blaming women and girls for violence based on how they dress only reinforces harmful stereotypes and normalizes abuse against females across communities. No woman or girl deserves to be harassed, assaulted, or subjected to violence because of what she wears. Violence should never be justified under the guise of morality or culture. The statement emphasized the incident, which reportedly drew public attention and outrage, has reignited conversations across sexual harassment, mob violence, and a growing need for stronger protection of women and girls in Liberia. According to the ARN, the red light incident underscored the urgent necessity for increased investment in comprehensive sexual education, both in schools and at the community levels nationwide. The organization believes proper sexuality education can play a critical role in helping young people understand issues surrounding consent, mutual respect, bodily autonomy, responsible behavior, and gender equity, while also challenging harmful cultural and social norms that contribute to sexual and gender based violence. The network stressed that many acts of abuse and intimidation persist because communities often lack adequate awareness and education on human rights and respectful social conduct. We must educate communities and young people to reject violence, intimidation, and abuse, the organization stated. The group further called on community leaders, parents, schools, religious institutions, youth organizations, and the government policymakers to work collectively in promoting respect, and protection of women and girls. According to the group, ending gender based violence requires a united national effort that prioritizes education, accountability, and social responsibility. The rights organization also called on law enforcement authorities to immediately launch a full scale investigation into the red light incident and ensure that all individuals responsible are prosecuted accordance with Liberian law. Justice must prevail and clear measures must be taken to prevent future occurrences, the group noted. The organization warned against the growing culture of mob justice, saying public violence and humiliation cannot be tolerated in a democratic society governed by the rule of law. Well, let's leave you here and send controls back to you, Winter, for the continuation of today's program.
Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you for running us through the get that stuff said to us. Thank you for running us through the Inquirer newspaper And folks, if you just join us, you are listening to the program from the Pre-News on Freedom FM 87.9. So just before we link up with our USA partners, let's recap those stories we brought you this morning from the dailies. All right, so let me just recap this story. Let's recap for you all of the stories we brought you this morning. Let's take the front page Africa newspaper, and top story is budget still insufficient. Governance issue from rescue to betrayal is another top story. Corruption watch, harboring mediocrity is a question mark to this caption. And these are the big stories on the front page. It says no 30%, no ballot. And lastly, Twe acquitted. CDC declares total victory as government scrambles for moral win. Who really lost is a question mark again to this caption. And that does it for the front page Africa newspaper. Let's run to the Inquirer that was read by Esther Daku. Let's run to the Inquirer, and it says here, LMP barracks in Maryland deteriorating as officers' welfare worsens. And jurors clear Twe in U.S. $6.2 million corruption trial. But, and lastly, for the front page, Spotlight initiative empowers public defenders. So the back page, in LPP power struggle crisis, NEC hearing officer sets tomorrow for legal arguments. And lastly, no woman deserves harassment. Oh, yes. No woman deserves harassment. And ARN pushes for sexuality education reform. Those are all the stories we got to share with you this morning. Let's run to our break. When we come back, we run you to our weather report man and the rest of our panelists there in the USA. Well, let's take word from Crime Stopper first, and followed by the rest of our sponsors.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the sort of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you're not so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Cool Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk.
Thank you very much. Let's now link up with our USA partner. We have our weather report man, Suleiman Tunis, And we also have with us this morning Gus Koma. So those of you who are watching us, please, it's important that you drop your comment in our comment section. Esther is going to run through all of the comments following the report from our weather report man and Gus Koma. So guys, good morning from our end. Tunis and Gus.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the show this morning. It's been a long, rough weekend here in America. Yesterday we celebrated our Mother's Day. I don't know if Liberia celebrated their own either, but
yes, we did. We did, and the celebration still continues. There are other churches that will be celebrating, this month. We got
Mother's
5
Day.
Sundays in May, so
Mother's
the
Day
entire May is being celebrated.
I understand. Mother's Day is a holiday in Liberia.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not a national holiday, but we observe it though.
Okay, over here is a holiday, second Sunday.
In the entire United States or just New York City?
United States. Why not New York City? United States. United States. It's not the entire.
That's a question.
Why? Why the question?
You just answered the question.
No, but then I asked a question too. I said, why the question?
Because I thought it was only New York, but you said the entire America. So
Yeah,
that
it
answered
is.
my question.
I understand. I answered the question and I asked the question. As I mean, because I was doubting why only New York.
Because I wanted to know, that's why I asked.
Okay. Okay, it's the United States. United States of America, we celebrated yesterday, Mother's Day. It was a big day. Every one of us, mothers, even our late mothers, we remember them. We share messages. It's not the entire world. That's why I asked. It's not an international holiday. This is the reason why I asked whether Liberia observe it the same day we observe it here. That's the reason why it was not a rhetorical something. I'm not trying to be
No,
sarcastic.
it's not a national holiday here in Liberia because
But it's been widely
it's being
recognized.
widely recognized. Every month of May is being celebrated as,
Women month.
the Women's Month. So all of our mothers, sisters, daughters, aunties, and grandmothers are celebrated.
Okay. Thank you for that information because I never knew anyway. Anyway, let's go to the weather. The weather today is a very hot day in Liberia, even though there might be a little bit light rain in the mix. But the weather today, if you go out there, it's in the 90s, but it feels like triple digits. That's how hot it is in Monrovia right now. This is the first time I see the weather going up to 104. Feel like 104, even though it's it's 91, but the average is 104. In America, the places we can get in the summer triple digits, places like Texas or Arizona. Those are the places. But even New York here, we hardly reach to 95. Most of our weather stopped to 90, 91, 92. I've never remember we go up to even 99. I mean, I want a disaster for us. But those, places like Arizona and Texas and New Mexico, those places get extremely, extremely hot. That's why most of the homes that they compare to put central air conditioner in the house, because people die from the heat in those areas. But anyway, this is how the weather is in Monrovia today. So you got to be mindful. And the heat is there too. The heat, even though there's a light rain, very light rain, don't depend on it because it might not even rain when it's like that. The percentage is very small. It's 20% chances of rain. Then we go to Tuesday. Tuesday is no big difference. This is the only thing. Tuesday is a raining day for you guys. It's a wet day with heavy thunderstorm. You'll be experiencing thunderstorm tomorrow on Tuesday. but the weather is almost similar like today. It's in the 89 and feel like 90. I mean 90 rather. 90 feel like the same thing today, 104. That's how the weather is today. Okay, but the difference is tomorrow is a raining day. That is, it will rain and it will give you thunderstorm because it's about 40% here and it's all day. I'm not saying the sun is there, but the sun is it's probably early in the morning and then you get the sun will go away. But it's a rainy day tomorrow or a cloudy day. But definitely it might rain tomorrow. Then the sun will come back on Wednesday in the morning, and then Wednesday is going to be rain and sun. Rain and sun. So don't be too happy about your sun. Definitely, because it's about 40% on Wednesday too. That rain will be there, but it will be off and on, off and on, off and on. So you guys who riding a motorbike, your business going to be a little bit slow tomorrow and Wednesday. Except even though you got protector over you, but it will not help you because
I know, right?
yeah. Okay. So today is a good day. The sun is heavy today. You go out there, you will see the sun is out there and the heat is there. The heat is going to be, the average of the heat is 77, almost 90. Before you go to bed, we'll go to 90. The heat have not gone away yet. In all the days, the heat's still there. So we're sorry that we have not gone deep into the rainy season for the heat to go away. So today, this is your weather report for the day. Today, you go out there, you see the sun. The rain, there's small rain, but that rain, if it ain't rain after 2 o'clock, then forget it. The sun going to come back and everything going to go normal. It will be very hot. Tuesday is a raining day and thunderstorm. Wednesday is a raining day and thunderstorm. But the temperature is very, very high. And the heat is there. So don't overdress yourself because it's raining. You overdress yourself, you go in the restaurant, you will be uncomfortable while you're sitting there drinking, eating. So just dress light because of the heat. The heat is
Okay. Yes, see my grandpa, she already dressed up today, so you enjoy the weather, man. Because you're from air condition to air condition.
Exactly. I mean, if you're in the air condition, you can dress. So don't mind the people who dress. Most of them, like Esther here, she enjoys.
We don't want the keke rider than the pen man. We suffer.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. So, of course, the Mr. Control to you from Chicago. How's the weather in Chicago today? I see the sun shining like hair on your forehead there.
Yeah,
Aloha, man.
weather's good. It is good morning. This is Gus Gorman. It's 48 degrees this morning. Sunny though, but I mean,
How was your Mother's Day? How was your Mother's Day yesterday?
My Mother's Day was great. I was in Missouri with my son playing basketball. So yeah, we spent all day. Yeah.
I don't know whether he can go to church there.
Me? I haven't gone to church in a while. I put it that way. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the church when the kids were young, but as they've gotten older, it's too much other stuff. I pray to myself. I'm a believer in God.
Well, that's good. At least you believe in God. That's not bad.
Yep. So going to the topics. I mean, where you want to start?
Well, I want to. I want us to talk about this issue that went on during the course of last week in the red light belt, where a young lady was undressed by some guys who they said her dress code was, not proper.
Inappropriate.
Yeah, inappropriate. That's the best word to use. Inappropriate. So, they went about undressing the lady in that public space and minor. I think it's something we have to speak against.
Exactly, and I bet you guys came across that video because that video circulated on social media. A lot of people have their take on Okay, so let's hear from you guys, and then Wendell and I can.
Yeah, we'll close up from our end and we'll take calls.
Don't you think that guy who was checking on that girl who attacked the guy, that guy was making he was creating content? Don't you think so? Or he was deliberately.
Is that a way to create content?
Oh yeah, many people. There's a guy, a Nigerian guy who create content like that. It's there. I just forgot his name, but I always see his content. He go attack these girls, telling them, but at the end, if they submit to his will, he can give them good bit of money. Some of them can beat him up. Yeah, some of them can beat him up.
Brande was content creating.
He's not a Liberian. I know who he's talking about. He's a Nigerian.
Exactly. Yeah. I think she got on white gown, right? I mean, the guy got on white gown. He's a twins guy. They are twins. Exactly.
Right. But this one, it's a real thing.
Go ahead, Gus. Let's hear you.
Yeah, first of all, again, I like the reading. One of the things that I got from the reading is sex education. You know, I say our country is sad, but it's not just those of us that are still in the country. It's still those of us that leave the country and still don't try to assimilate and understand where we are today. I saw a thing where I think it was Paul Mbamba or one of those Pan-Africanists. And he alluded to such a thing where we Africans are not graduated to understand what we even started. You know what I'm saying? When people are talking about inappropriate dressing, what is appropriate dressing? Africans, dressing is not what we spend our time on. Let's be honest. I told somebody, I said, if you go to the villages or the community and stuff today and see children running around naked, in the West, we don't allow it.
I mean, kids don't run around naked in the West. People don't.
Children naked in the West. But in Africa, we do it, right? In the interior, I saw my mothers around, even in Morovia, in communities. I tell my American friends, like, they're all into, a woman breast and this and that. I say, African men, we don't care about that. So why? Because when we're growing up, our mothers did for children. You know what I'm saying? We'd never, as a man, it wasn't my arousal for me or anything like that. But what I see is the lack of education and understanding that sex is something that is used for procreation, having children, pleasure, and all of those. And the mechanism, which is the parts of the body that is protected for the person's sake. Not your sake, not anybody else's sake. It's people do those because they don't want to redo it, because they want to make sure that it's special to their partner or whatsoever. But people have the will to be able to wear attires that are appropriate to the situation. I mean, newsflash, Liberia, you go to places in Florida because it's so hot, like the weatherman can tell you here. I mean, they don't wear a lot of stuff. You know, you go to Florida, you go to the beaches. I mean, people are wearing bikinis. So what? You still go about your business. You're not worried about all of that stuff. Maybe people are just less busy sometimes. Now, I didn't see the entire stuff. I also believe that when you're going to work, when you're doing certain things, I mean, it's inappropriate to wear certain things, certain places, of course. But that's part of the education. But to just see a young woman because she's not dressed to your life, then you have a problem with it? Come on.
Gus is at a dead end. I don't know. Gus, we just lost you. Let's see whether you can get yourself to a better reception. But Tunis, while we are with Gus, we can get your take on that story, and then we can move from there.
I mean, the young man who attacked the woman was in the wrong anyway. Nobody have right to attack anyone, whether you're walking naked in the streets. If anything you got to do for that person, you you approach them or approach your politely. If they are naked, you want to help them, you give them clothes to wear. If they refuse, you can call the proper authority to come in. Because even here in America, when somebody is walking in the street naked, people don't go attack them. If there's a lady, other lady will come and try to help to see if mental is disturbed or something. But going to attack the person and make it you already accusing them that they are not dressed properly, and then you happen to tear off the clothes are on her again, then what are you trying to do? You know, then you are insinuating something different now. Your intention might be different. It's not to even warn the lady or even to help her to understand if she dressed inappropriately or not. You know, so in any setting in this world, that is wrong. That man should be penalized and he should be very warned, except probably he was trying to create a content, because many people create content now, but the way they go about it is sometimes go against the rule of content making. You know, that's the reason why it's a guy who I'm talking about. If my sister here, I've seen it, it's a guy, popular guy. He's been on more than 2 years now, but he gives.
So
Yeah,
I'm not cutting you off, right?
But
But
what happened to me? I think there's a phone call coming in and coming up.
No,
went
you
out of
went.
there.
Oh, you were at a dead end.
You just went.
We just
No,
lost.
no, I
he
think
said,
there's a phone call was coming in and coming up.
No,
No,
it
no,
wasn't
no.
phone
Well, it
call
was
from
not
me.
our fault.
So I was just
I didn't say
trying.
it was you. I said the phone call cut me off.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh,
So
you.
I was just trying to make Tunis understand. So this is different from creating a content.
Mm-hmm.
This is a group of people in real life,
Yeah.
marketers in real life, whether they were actually selling or just moving around the place. There were a lot of people who jumped on her. It was not a guy. Even though a guy there took advantage of the situation, he started to create content out of it. He went live or he did a video and later posted it on the social media that spread all around. A lot of people got, the video and
So you guys are the one,
notifications.
into this social media. You guys are the social media freak. We're now always there like you
I'm
people.
not a freak.
So I want to know something from you, Esther.
Okay.
When you're when you're creating the content,
Right.
does it meet the consent of the person you're trying to get involved into that content
Well,
creation?
exactly. This is one of the things we have always had problem with,
Mhm.
especially me.
Mhm.
There are certain places I don't go to.
Mhm.
And the reason I don't go there is because I know that people are there. They will just take their phone, put it on you, whether you want to be on their video or
Mhm.
not. They will just capture you.
But that
Doing
LIB
whatever
brunch.
activity you're into,
Mm.
they will just capture you. And it's wrong. I believe that education should also be provided for this. You can just get out in a space. I see it done other places. I don't know whether the people make
No, but
people consent.
Esther,
But in the spirit, we don't do it. We just
right? But Esther, you know what? Even
run
content
on the
creation,
camera on people.
Mhm.
even content creation, there are rules against that. First of all, and
Exactly.
I hear
There
all
should
this
be.
content. We're not even Africans don't even know how to make content in the sense that we're making money off of it, right? Because if you're really making content, okay, and you do it correctly, yeah, you could get very rich off of it. We had a guy that just came to Liberia, right? Free or whatever her name was. Okay,
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
course, if you do certain things like that. But if you look at his videos, there are consent, right? Because again, it makes the content better when there is consent, because the person is going to act. What content is you're acting to make something that people believe in, that people want to listen, okay? But in this case, let's leave it for content. Let's look at what really occurred. What really
Exactly.
occurred is the problem.
Exactly.
Because if we start allowing people to just look at somebody and say, "Oh, I don't like how you dress," where does it stop? Okay, where does it stop? You're not my ma, you're not my pa, you're not God. Okay, we're not going to a school, we're not going to church, we're not going to mosque, we're not going in these places where there are clear rules, right, on attire. But this person is leisure. They're on their own. They're not out there with no clothes on. Okay? If they're covered, what are we doing? Why are we attacking people? You know, and that and again, what have the authorities done to let the citizen know that this cannot happen? What are we doing to make sure? I mean, people hear about, people saw what happened.
Yeah, but
nobody hear about anything else after.
No, something we heard about something after the police had made some intervention. We've been told that 11 persons that were involved had been arrested.
Correct.
And they are currently in police custody. And so we will make the follow-up because, you know, it is time that precedent be set.
Of course.
You cannot see somebody's wife or girlfriend or somebody's daughter, sister, and you bring her to you dehumanize her in that form and manner. You know, it's not acceptable.
But that was the point, Wendell, when I said we didn't get anything, that was the point. You make the arrest, right?
Yeah.
But after the arrest, were the charges. So then all the people that would attempt to do such will be deterred, right? They will understand that it is against the law to do such a thing. And that's what I'm talking about. Because how many people saw the arrest? Not too many people. But a lot of people heard about what happened to this person. And that's where I think authorities, to make sure that is out there. Look, again, going back to what I said earlier with Mbamba, some of these things that we do today, that the West do, we started it. There's a reason why when something happened, you know, Yaka Kolubai, let's go back to Kolubai. Those of us that come from Lofa. The Kolubai is went in every village and told them what was happening. Because we wanted everybody to know and get the information that this is happening.
Yeah, you took all your time when your phone call came in. We don't have enough time yet. Okay? So your phone call cut you off.
Oh, the people that run it, whenever they want me to stop, I stop.
No, they give you all the time and your phone call cut you off.
Yeah, we need to observe the time so we can have more time to interact with our callers. You know what? As you see, baby man not afraid to pull out her titty. So when you see a baby man, anyway, the baby crying, the baby man dead, if she would take her titty from her blouse and pull up that titty in the baby mouth. So when you see, you just be looking at somebody, baby man titty, you get lost after it, or you will go tell the woman, say, pull your titty inside because you're in the public.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
This is it. And this is why babies have been ripped in this country.
Yeah.
You cannot say because somebody dressed like this.
You're getting lost after somebody, a woman feeding her baby, and you just eyeing her breast. You're getting lost. I mean, it's indecent. You can't do that.
Very indecent.
Because baby man, quit pull out that breast. Anywhere that baby crying, more especially when they go to the hospital. No, it's serious.
No, yeah.
These are things that people do, and you know, it's wrong. You don't get lost after people.
That is not inappropriate dressing. We all understand that. That's conventional. Babies will be fed when they are in need of milk, breast milk.
Yes, men can be looking at a woman's breast all day. Well, let's take our calls and
the hurtful part about is the fact that these people who even did this, Wendell, they are not decent. The fact that you left your house, you went to purchase a goose that you bought for around $50. You add a profit, you add additional $100 profit on it. You bought a goose $50. You take $100, you add it to it as a profit. That is indecent. When you leave your house in the morning, you get on your bike to go ride in the street, you don't brush your teeth in the morning. That is indecent. So these are the indecent things you guys should look at before even talking about what somebody dressed and look like when they come out in the street. This is wrong.
She was not naked. The girl was never naked. She was covered. Her body was covered. They uncovered her body.
Exactly.
You know?
Is that how you teach somebody a lesson?
Yeah.
And we know this is something that they always do in our real life. This is not the first person. You heard about a girl, mom, who they beat in our real life.
Just a few days ago, I'm told there was a lady who was mistakenly, they call it mistaken identity.
Yeah.
And
before that, it happened, I think, a year or two ago.
Yeah, another lady who they accused of stealing bike. And
you see that? Yeah. So the more violence is too much in that red
light. But because you know why?
People from that
there is no offense to those of the folks that sell in red light. But you know, red light is infested with a lot of grown-up people.
Seriously?
So you don't see, no, those of you that are selling in red light, you don't let it bad people come and more you to spoil your good names. All right? When you see them around, you expose them. All of those that are in that video with that girl, you need to show them. Let the police set record on them.
Of course.
But let's take a few comments with the remaining time we have and take a few calls. We out of here.
We had a very short time today to talk today. Yeah. It's like we did too much reading. But let's go to our comment session. Those of you following us via our online platform, Facebook and on YouTube, let's hear what you guys have to say. Quickly, we are here. Okay, we have Henry Tito Jr. He says, "Good morning, my Freedom FM family and the Radio LIB crew of the U.S. with our weather report man, Uncle Tunis from Staten Island, New York City. The Big Apple, I am watching from my residence in Upper Cantwell. Thanks for the update." We have Setu B. Jabo. He says, "Good morning, my dear Freedom FM family. Daha edition following from Kanga Town, Johnsonville. We have Linda Murray. She's watching. We have Emmanuel Chile. He says, "Good morning, Wendell." And we have Terry K. Corner says, "Good morning. I'm following you from Newport Street. Your thanks for the update." We have Hezekiah Dodo. He says, "Following closely from District 17, Burrillville City, Montserrat County, Liberia." We have Faith Kelvin Barper says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from Nima United." And Kun Jason Joseph says, "Good morning, Big Brother Wendell and Esther." We have Clarence Dwyer. He says, "Good morning, Wendell and Esther. I'm following this morning from Longmouth Entertainment Center in Monrovia." The Clarence boy is never serious. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But let's read further. We have Bapin Paul Lee. He says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from Johnsonville." And we have Informed Liberian today. He says, question of the day. If you had the power to fix only one problem in Liberia today, what would it be? Corruption, bad roads, unemployment, education system, healthcare, electricity, water? Drop your answer and explain why. Freedom FM Informed Liberian today. So we have Lamin Kroma says, "Good morning." He says he's following from Lagos, Nigeria. Naomi Ford says, "Good morning."
And Naomi, man, thank you for the biscuit cookies you sent over the weekend. Thank you so much.
I'm telling you.
Thank you, Mama. We really enjoyed the cornbread and the biscuit bread.
You seriously missing this cornbread. You always mention.
Oh, man, Sunday, Friday. You say, what didn't you? You're not here. You left.
Do I? Friday?
We ate it, man.
Did I go Friday?
You're not here.
All right. No problem. And we have Clarence again. Clarence says, okay, let's go back. I think we missed a lot of comment up there.
So the contract not getting no more
Yeah, but right there, it's the good now.
Okay,
yeah, Naomi down. You now go. Yeah, just scroll.
And we have Rosaline. I think it's okay when we have Rosaline. She says, "Good morning, my Freedom FM family." We have T Max Gabriel Wule says, "Good morning, darling," and Mr. Nimlin. I'm following from my comfort zone, District 18. We have Green B. Wilson says, Vision TV is following. Dave, I think this is Daily Brick T. Young says, "Good morning. I'm closely following you guys from River G County, Kawikan District number 1. We have D. Joseph Mayango says, "Corruption." We have Hilton with a Jado says, "I'm watching you from Greenville City, Sino County." We have okay, this is me. We have Clarence Dwyer says, "So justice must only prevail for women who chooses to walk naked in the street? When will our so-called human rights advocates condemn police brutality and killing of innocent people. And we have Sam Tobe says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. I'm following you from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have Oga Love Boss says, happy birthday. We have Manchester CJ says, good morning, Freedom Radio. We have Melvin Destiny Harvest Power. He says, good morning, Esther and Wendell. Liberia has retrogressed in the rule of law to the extent that this government has consistently failed the rule of law on record from the MCC scorecard. 2029 is coming. We have Clarence again. Well, this stuff is really giving me hell. Okay, let's take it out.
I don't know.
It's starting to stress me out.
Yeah, okay, so we have few or 15 more minutes. Let's leave it right there. We have to run to the calls. Let's take some calls here. This morning, 0776 104 104, 086 500 104. And the female line is 0770 297 016. We have the full house here this morning. Just one person is missing, Aliyu Masaleh, but we have Solomon Tunes, who ran us through the weather report for the rest of the week. We also have with us Gus Korma, Esther is here, and I'm Wendell Nimna. Let's take you as our first caller. Good afternoon. I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to the show. Your name?
My name was I want to Esther. You know, the women we know they go somebody. Yeah, they are not some women from Broadway. I am the only way to atmosphere. They walk back in, they land show on a summer show. You know, you're not coming enough.
So who determines what somebody where you wear it? But they were wrong. They were wrong. What they did to the girl was wrong.
If we're carrying out there, it is sex education.
My man, nobody gave anybody the right to go be somebody when they're naked.
But what happened with the man that with a tear butt?
So, all right. We'll talk to Esther. Esther will make that do Thank you. The money call. The message want to Esther the money call. Let's talk. Thank you. Let's leave it there. Let's talk. David King, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Nimle, and let me say good afternoon to the rest of the team there.
Thank you. Make use of your 1 minute, David.
Yeah, David King of the Concerned Liberian for Justice. You see, Mr. Nimle, my issue has to do with the Samuel 12 economics sabotage case. Mr. Nimle, for the answer of the case, Mr. 12 asked for separate trial, and we were told that a motion was denied because they said they all committed the act together. But what got me confused?
But David King, can you save that conversation for another day because we're not discussing the Samuel 12 issue? Exactly. Please, please do.
The lady in question, what was done to that lady, Mr. Dimon, in my mind, it was not right. It was not right. They get the knock, wearing out her clothes, walking, passing through red light. She was on a bike. Okay, she said, according to her, even a beach party, and she was going home. So what business our people got to go strip her naked and start beating on her? Why do you have to do that? People they choose to wear whatever they choose to wear. There's not where we got morality police like in Iran. When you try anything with the morality police after you, Liberia should learn to be safe. Like we should stop this kind of thing. They see that thing like that before. In a very rare to one of get is there. She was mistaken to be one girl who used to steal motorbike. They never get that girl.
Okay.
They never get that young woman that day. I mean that been called and one lady who ran to a rescue and took her into a container and locked her in the container before police will come, that day they were going to kill that girl.
Thank you.
You always going amok with people because of that girl's school in his it's wrong. That is not right.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Is that right?
That's true. Thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution. That's David King. Let's talk to Titus Charlie. Okay. I think we lost Titus. So Titus, you can call us back. Let's go and take you this person. Okay. We have Titus back on the line. Let's talk to you. Go ahead.
Good morning. How you guys doing? Thank you for the show.
Thank you. Go ahead.
My name is
Take your 1 minute.
Titus Charlie. I called to make one intervention.
That's why you are live.
I'm not happy what happened to that girl. But are we not supporting indecent dressing? Are we supporting that? That is completely order. Guys should not be dressing like that.
Can you see men should be dressing though in that situation?
What she did that is indecent? You care to share with us?
Sorry?
What did she do that is indecent?
Her dress code was not proper.
Did you see her before the attack?
I was aware of that particular day.
You saw her before the attack?
She didn't dress.
Hello?
Like, you have a culture of acceptance in this country.
I think we're having a conversation.
Titus. Hello, Titus?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you said you were on the scene when it happened, right?
Yeah, I was there.
So what did she wear that was indecent?
My brother, I didn't want to say what it had. I mean, what this kind of stuff was. The clothes she had was almost to her butt. Almost to her butt. You know, you had almost. That was bad.
Okay, but
that was bad.
That's your judgment, but I don't think the move made on her was right.
Who are they to judge you?
All right, so you are not the right judge to judge somebody. Say this is what.
I'm just saying.
All right.
So you should first of all condemn what happened to her before you even talk about
that vibe, you know.
So this already shows that it is people like
thank
you
you,
who
thank
are
you.
into that kind of act. That's what it means.
Thank you very much. Let's leave it there, Titus. Let's take some more calls here on the show. We ain't got much time to keep people on the line that long. All right, let's take this person. Hello. Man CC, you were calling. Yeah, let's bring you back, Man CC. Go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, how you doing there?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome to the show, Man CC. Take your 1 minute. Let's hear you.
Okay, I'll do 1 minute quick.
Yeah, please do.
I saw boss and I saw low. My salad then is not there, so I then listening to the show.
Yeah, here.
The rest of the crew, yeah, everybody here, Man CC, just go ahead. No time.
Thank you. Let me say out to my Allah there in the diaspora. Look, when there, it's my one who needs justice for our daughter. The way was so disgraced to all women in the country, all women, one. We supposed to come out and protest for our daughter. For the disgrace they brought to all the women of this country. And now when we're getting the street, I put the justice, with demanding justice for that girl. Even she will not decide the approach you, but what up on us and tackle. They come up in our shop, get anything. They give you the right to go and make it up and live our cat up. She got so many things to put a tackle. Or because they are being so rude and arrogant. So they're going to get attacked and say you wait to and that's just the way you get that. I think they don't go beyond with that.
Of course.
I think they don't go beyond with that. Where the piano and photo. They approaching them. Don't have to be rude. Yeah, let's be clear here. Let's be clear. When they get to that, they will refuse justice for our daughter. And I give you the right to go and tackle. Who's talking about, they get dressed properly. No, I think you can go beyond. In the when you see that in the street, you call them in the phone, talk to them. When you see that, you go after them. So they think they have to go and they can in the street. They're talking about a boo. And that's good. It could be your sister, be your mother.
Thank you, Master.
You know this police way, They leave my one will protect with Joseph. I will do Joseph now for getting to get out Joseph again.
Okay. It's good that some of them who did the act are in the police custody. So let's. I'm quite sure they will be charged. I'm quite sure they will be charged and forwarded to court.
Okay.
Thank you, Master Z. Thank you. Oh, you woman. Thank you. Okay, ma.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master Z. Let's talk to Patience Gray. We have Patience Gray on the line. Welcome to the show, Patience.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, Mr. What happened at the people were wrong. That the police got the action against it. They were wrong. They get wrong, bro. You don't want to load there, pass by your business. And some of them I didn't know that get me some some of them when you see the thing that we need a children they get wet.
I see.
More than that.
What should the other man down if? Go ahead, please.
What for you?
I see.
They can already give you free to look at it. You put on that, you already see it. It was wrong. Then the police said, just after giving it, they can always start being ready. That is what a person wish to wear.
That has to stop. Has to stop.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, you don't really have to say, I'm showing the kids here.
Okay,
Then
patience.
they only put out. They never try to anybody again. Come on, them make on them line to see the children get wear more than that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, patience. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, patience. Let's take this person. Hello. Okay, we lost that caller. Let's talk to this person. Hello. Yeah, welcome to the show. Let's hear you. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to you. Good afternoon. Welcome to show you guys. So just give me all that feedback. Welcome to the show. All right, go ahead. Let's hear you. All right, Willie, let's hear you in a minute.
Our women they wear bomber. What bomber is? Do you know what bomber is?
There are certain things I would like to happen in Africa. That is our culture. You cannot bring up a culture.
You get culture?
Gaza, my man.
Wait, ask this man. Majority of Africans wear bomber.
My man, Gaza is saying that you are lying, really?
My brother, our women wear bomber. Our women wear bomber. That's way.
So what it got to do with somebody wearing your dress code?
That is not true. Wendell.
So what? Is it your business?
So is it a crime?
Let's leave it right there. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me close on this.
Let's close. We're not taking calls again. Let's close.
We are so deceptive ourselves. Again, I grew up. Look, you talk about African culture, the Sandy Bush. Let's think about the Sandy Bush. The women come and they dance in front of us men in bomber, which is what? Basically wearing underwear, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm asking everyone. wearing underwear.
And sometimes just
Just close
chop
the
the,
top.
just do the chop.
The
Yeah,
top.
just
So
close the
now,
top.
are you saying that's Western culture? Come on, people. Why are we so deceptive? Because you can't control yourself as a man. You want to subject the entire group of people to your thinking. You don't even understand what your culture is. Look, let's be honest. Our men, way back when, were not busy worrying about what women look like in their attire, because they knew when those women was beating the rice, when they were cooking, their children were on their back, the clothes used to drop. So what? You know what? When a woman need to feed their son or daughter, they took their breast out and fed their baby. That man was still busy trying to find food for his family, not what he can do with her. What kind of man are you that you are standing and that's all you can think about?
Exactly.
Come on, man, in Africa. Don't sit there and continue to use these things. Oh, we're mimicking Western society. No, look at your own society. Our society was not about sex. Our society was about procreation, the role that we all play as men and women in our society. That's why men, real men, did not worry about what women wear. They worry about the woman role. Is a woman going to respect the home? Are they going to do the things to raise families and do those things? Again, go back to the bomber. You're telling me if a woman wear bomber today in Monrovia, you're going to rip her? I'm just telling you. Anybody, any young man that don't know what a bomber is, go look at it. It's basically an underwear attire just covering the private of that woman. Because the rest of the woman's body, again, the most societal people, the rest of the woman's body, nobody worry about. What's going on, man? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's hear from our weather report man, Solomon Tunis. Let's hear from you.
Thank you so much. I mean, we are already condemned. All of us here condemn the act that took place at the red light that day. The only thing is when we are running the show, people call.
Tunis, I beg you just a minute, please. Let me just give Abu a minute to chip in. I will get back to you, Tunis, please. Yeah, Abu, you are live. Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, Big Brother, and of course to all of the panelists. I think this is a very critical subject where the issues about governance and dress code and the culture, and it's important. When we all saw that, firstly, I'd like to condemn the mob action under our laws. That is not the redress to anything we find uncomfortable in the bailiwick of Liberia. Right. It is not for people to take matters into their own hand. But for morality's sake, we can have a conversation about the actions, the attitude, and and everything that it comes with. I think a lot of people talking about this, especially from the perspective of the...
Hello, Abu?
Yeah. Hello,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You have to be brief now. We're running out of time.
Yeah, people are looking at it from common decency standpoint, right? Just recently, 2026, so to speak, right? Is it 2026 or 2025? The Liberian government, the CSA, issue a mandate on dress code, how people are supposed to dress, right? Condemning or discouraging wearing sleeveless blouses, muscle shirts, tight jeans, and that to signal that in Liberia we recognize a kind of public outshowing that qualify under moral and decency. So anything beyond that is equally condemnable. Yes, we must condemn the mob action, but we must encourage our sisters to be modest.
Okay.
We do that, right? Yeah, if we do that, we're not violating any law equally, but we say we just leave the society loose. Are we trying to promote nudity as well? Should anybody wake up and just naked and say and pass around the street? I say no. So both ways condemnable.
And we also say no to that. Thank you very much, Abu. I hope we can have ample time so we can, really look at this issue because it's very important for the society. Tunis, I'm sorry for the interruption. Let's go back to you.
Thank you so much. We're already out of time. What I was trying to say is we'll be here tonight. I will finish my thoughts on this issue. Tonight we'll be here so you guys can join us this evening, 11 p.m. in your time, 7 p.m. in the New York time. So we'll be here to continue this discussion. Thank you so much for listening to us, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much, Tunis, and thanks to the USA team. You heard it. Tonight is going to be the same topic on the nighttime spin. So you can join Freedom FM and Radio LRB at 11 p.m. tonight. Until then, do have a pleasant week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.